Hey guys, it's Lord Void the Eighth, and we're back with another video on Call of War 1942 Mobile. And this is a continuation of the No Tank Challenge, and this is the fourth episode in that series, and it is day 11. So, day change just happened, and as we can see here in the rankings, we're doing pretty well, sitting at fifth, and I'm pretty satisfied with that. Like, if you put I think Sky Badger's gone into a little bit. His videos are very good. You should check him out. But if you are in the top three right there, then people tend to look at you and they think, oh, he's a target. They become targets to the weaker players and or the very large coalitions who I don't suggest you join. But let's get into what we've been doing. So our economy's been coming along, but so as for what we've been doing, I'm really mad that rebelled to the Caribbean islands. I had taken it and I had built that air base, but now I've lost it to rebellion, which is absolutely retarded. And so it's going to take me a really long time to retake it. I can't guarantee the airbase is going to be back up, but it just really helps to be able to patrol my planes, and because they're so low level, they can't reach anything until that is built. That's going to be a vital part. So after these islands are taken, I'm going to probably take that because it's the next step in my air chain into this, and then that will be able to reach Cuba, because no air units can go from here to Jamaica, which I had recently taken over. That's just not going to happen. But anyways, that's just about all we've done as far as warfare and territorial conquest and all that goes. Not a whole lot of action, just building up to the invasion of Cuba. And as a side note, kind of just sliding into our diplomacy part of this video, South Mexico has began its attack. Whoa, what's that thingy? That looks cool. Oh yeah, that's the other part of the update. So they added this thing in the update today, where it shows you like what's happening, and then another thing, they show you how much time they have left until the unit is supposed to attack. So the red, if there's more red, then it means it's closer to its next attack in that little circle. And so we can tell he's not very smart because destroyers don't do any damage against land units whatsoever, and he set those to attack those, and it's not doing anything to the city's buildings either. It's not damaging them at all. And we can tell that since that's a pretty big stack, he's going to have some trouble taking it down, although he will have established a foothold on Cuba fairly easily, simply because Cuba just decided not to produce any naval units and really hasn't done all that much in general. He just kind of built up those stacks like I mentioned in the last video, and they're just kind of sitting there. So I'm expecting for South Mexico to progress to about there by the time we actually declare war on him, and then we'll just use our planes to remove all the land units that Caribbean has before we even try to engage, because although we have gotten our first few motorized infantry units, which I will talk about later, it's going to be difficult to overwhelm him without those aircraft because, again, we don't have tanks. But he is also started building up his navy a lot, and like I wasn't super worried when he had like those destroyers, because he obviously doesn't know how to use them very well. But cruisers can actually do some damage against land units, and they do have a lot of hit points. Not as much as a battleship, but certainly a lot, and kind of speaks volumes to me that he's putting so much effort into churning out like ships at this stage in the game. See, like he's already got that level 3 air base or naval base, sorry. And you just don't really need them yet. Like he hasn't had any. In fact, in this game, there's not been a single full-scale naval invasion, with the exception of the one that he's undertaking for Cuba. But Cuba's like the only player nation that is an island, and he's virtually inactive. Like literally, the only thing he's done is taken that island and built infrastructure. So he should be very easy to take down. But so a little bit more on diplomacy. I had that army there, and he started sending troops down here just because he kind of fears me. And I'll like show you the conversation we had. But basically, it's the same as last time. He asked me to join the coalition. Like he says, just join the coalition. We're doing the same thing. I don't want problems with anyone here. We're too weak. Yes, you are. And don't have a lot of resources. If we work together with Mexico City, who is actually pretty good, we can take whatever comes our way. I don't know why he put the slashes on there. And I said, no, I think this level of diplomacy is fine. We both have share maps. And like, I just don't think it's necessary for me to join their coalition, because that's just another person calling me a backstabber once I stab him in the back. But it's not really backstabbing, because he's well aware that I may try to invade him, although that's not going to do much against those troops, unless I commit my entire air stack, which is coming along nicely. I added a couple more tactical bombers to it, and it's sitting over here, 15 strong, although we do need lots more tactical bombers. And they will be level 2 very soon, and we're kind of running out of things to research. Now, I think I mentioned it in some videos before, but you can also research transport ship, which is kind of funny. All it does is just increase the speed from level to level, and it doesn't really do anything else. I mean, I might do it. I mean, I guess it would be more useful if you're trying to get your ships across quickly, or you're not trying to slow down your escort ships, which is the only way you should send convoys against a player with a navy or an air force, which Cuba has neither, so I don't have to worry about that. But I am churning out subs all around here, and I don't know, I might go for it, but it's a lot of rares for a transport ship. It may not be worth it, like maybe later, but I don't know. It's like the only thing I have left to research. I guess I could research destroyers further. But again, like, it's not a huge priority to me. Like I said before on this map, crossing the Panama is the only chore we have, and it's not like a chore or anything. So long as we can get those 2 wolf packs of 8 subs, and then with those I'll probably have like 1 actual battle fleet with 7 destroyers and 3 battleships. But that's later on, far into the future. And we should have a wolf pack like of 8 submarines by probably 2 days from now, is what I'm thinking. And we have everything working to get that out. So like Georgetown's producing one. Oh yeah, we've unified all of South America. Forgot to tell you guys that. I apologize. This video has been really like disjointed and all that. But I like the size of it, even though the territories are like so far apart. Like if you look in here, there's just so many, and they're all really, really close to each other. Like South Carolina, I think, is the most dense one. And like a lot of people have fallen out of the alliance. Like they all used to have some allegiance to each other. and now half of them have gone inactive, which is to be expected. But you know, what can I say? So Wyoming is probably a gold spender. There was a couple people who said at the beginning that he was, and then now South California used to be from like right there. He had like all of Arizona, half of New Mexico, and you can still see like the bombardment marks from their like battles. But now he's just in the Baja California Peninsula, kind of just chilling down there. Not really any chance of surviving. But Wyoming and Mexico City decided to conspire against him, and they did pretty well. I mean, 2 versus 1, and those were not small empires he was facing. But he seemed really mad, which tells me it's probably a gold spender, or he's just a bad player. But what can I say? So, my industrial complex finished, and of course, like I said before, I'm going to put this right to work producing subs, and that'll lead us into our economy. So, like I said, we've been working on producing those motorized infantry and tactical bombers. That was a bad placement of an airbase, where the only actual industrial city that we started with is placed. I should have put it like there or there. And those aren't doing anything, but we're probably going to build industrial complexes there just because we need more resources always. And I haven't started building infrastructure on like all the non-core oils and foods and stuff, but that. But at this point, we haven't really needed it that much, and we've stayed in the positive with food, although not what I'd hoped. I think it's still pretty good for having only 2 core food provinces, and we've kept up the construction on those as well. I mean, even if they are right next to your capital, they will take a hit if you're at war with, like, let's say 5 nations is the maximum, and that has happened to me several times before, like when you're facing one of those horde coalitions where like 6 people are in it, and they all hate you or want a piece of territory at least, and they all declare war on you, and typically those people are pretty easy to fend off because they were looking for protection in the beginning, and now they can't do anything to expand. And you're a convenient target because, well, 4 or 5 other people have already jumped on his back. Well, heck, why don't I jump on his back too and grab a piece of land? And that's why you don't join those horde coalitions at the beginning. I mean, I typically don't like to join coalitions in general until very late in the game, just because I've noticed they tend to inhibit my expansion. And like whoever's saying, come join me at the beginning, you know they're not very good. Just because they're seeking, or at least they're probably not. I'm saying like you know they're not, just because so often they aren't. And I know there's probably an exception here and there where they are actually good, but I don't know. I just tend to avoid those out of my selfish empire building interests. So yeah, that's really about all that I have to say for this video. Although in the next few days I'm probably gonna start working on getting those food provinces outside my core built up. Within 2 days, I'm thinking I should probably have another industrial complex, maybe there, or on one of my steels. Just because I always like to continue to increase my industrial output, especially in my core, since it's the most important place in the map to me. But yeah, that should wrap up this video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Tell others about me. Um, Thank you to all my subscribers. Um, I know these videos aren't very good. I know they're trashy. I know my voice sounds weird. Um, I don't have any like background music. I have no intro or outro. But I really appreciate you guys who watch these videos. And thank you guys so much. I'm gonna continue to try and make them better. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you later.